Hey mamas, this is Jovhannah, the spiritual love healer, creator of Healing Single Mothers. Today I really want to talk about gratitude and how we can use gratitude to not only heal ourselves, but also shift our feelings and how we're showing up in the world around parenting and all of those things. So when I'm talking about gratitude, I'm talking about it in a sense of being grateful for your partner, for your child's father, whoever that may be, in their role of your journey into motherhood. So when we are in a space, or if you're in a space where you're feeling a lot of regret or resentment, hurt, anger, frustration, pain, because you feel like, you just left me out here, what the fuck, this is not what I expected, right? All of these are normal feelings, and we can get into a space where we're like, yo, I really hate this person. Like, how do you do this? Like, how can you not be there for our child or for us or whatever the case may be? And so one of the things, because I went through the emotions, right? It's normal, right? It's a part of being human and living life. And so you feel these different things. But what I started doing when I was starting to feel anger and starting to feel frustration, I just would go into gratitude, and I would think like, how did Savvy get here? And, how did my girls come into this world? And think about the beauty of motherhood, even though it's not what we think is perfect. But gratitude helped me to release a lot of hurt. It helped me to be free and expand my energy and just feel happier with who I was becoming, and all of those things, versus walking around feeling guilt and shame about being a single mom. And I know it can be hard, because why do I want to be grateful for someone who abandoned me, someone who, whatever the case may be, whether you were with someone who was hurtful to you or manipulative in some way, or if they, passed, or whatever the case may be. When you go into a state of gratitude, it shifts everything. So rather than thinking they left me, I'm grateful for the time that we were together, because it allowed life to form. That is so freaking magical. And a lot of times, I think back to the day that Savvy was conceived, and I remember it so well and so vividly. And it wasn't something that was unplanned per se, but it was a very beautiful moment. And she would not have been here had the stars not aligned for her father and I to meet, for us to fall in love, for us to create life. And so that, holding on to the beautiful part of that journey has been very healing. Now, it's not going to take away necessarily all the other stuff when things are hard and your back is against the wall and you're like, man, if I just had some help, I'd be great, or, whatever. But it softens the blow a little bit. And you get to a space where, instead of feeling like you are a single mother, like you're lacking something, you now become empowered, and you see yourself as a mother, as a parent, not a single mom, not a woman who's, had children out of wedlock, not someone whose man or partner abandoned them, but you see yourself as a mother. You're empowered in that sacred role of motherhood to make shit happen. That's when you tap into your creative energy down in your solar plexus chakra. That is when you are rooted firmly in your role as a mother, in your root chakra. You are grounded into your roots, into your belief, and into this role of motherhood. And when we aren't grounded in that role, that's where a lot of the pain and frustration and anger and all of that is able to stir up inside you, because it's you don't feel like you're a mother. You're a single mother. And I say that I don't like that term, single mother. I don't like it at all. Like, why is that even a part of motherhood? It does not matter if you're, co-parenting, if you're raising a child alone, if you adopted, if you had artificial insemination done, or you went to a sperm bank, and whatever. It doesn't matter. You're a mother, period, point blank, end of story. And so when we say single mother, it's almost like taking away from your role as a mother. It's almost like, oh, she's a single mom, so she's less than me. And there's a lot of that energy, especially in different Facebook, in different groups, in different communities, in different circles, where it's like, oh, she's a single mom, so whatever, right? There's this like kind of mean girl club. Well, at least I have a man, or my man didn't leave me, and I'm not a slut, or whatever terms people throw around. There is this stigma and this surrounding single moms. And I don't like the term single mom, because it does denote lack. It almost seems as though something is missing because you're single. You are not complete as a mother because it's single mother. So I don't like that. I like to think of it as being a sacred mother, being an empowered mother, being a divine mother, stepping into the role that, Spirit deemed for me, that God deemed for me. And so I want you to kind of start to think about that too. Where does your gratitude lie? How do you feel about the word single mother? How do you feel about your child or children's father? And I know too, it's hard, especially like if you are in a similar situation that I was in, when, the people that were around me for the most part were not very supportive. There was a lot of just negative energy on top of, me dealing with the fact that our relationship had not evolved to where we planned or had expected it to. So it was not helpful to, not have a space to share what I was feeling, what I was going through. And actually for a while I did go to therapy, and I talked to a therapist to figure out, is this the best thing to do? What do I need to do for me and my family? I'm not sure, because I needed a non-judgmental opinion on what am I doing, and does this make sense? But just going back into gratitude and thinking about why you came together with another being to create life is a very great practice to have. And from my experience and the spiritual nature of and work that I do, I know that we all come together for a reason. And when we can start to look at the dynamics of our relationships, I have the Energy of Love course where I talk about the different levels of relationships. There's the low vibrational, there's karmic, there is the high vibe, and then there's what I call spiritual love, which is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state of being. Most baby daddy situations are low vibrational or karmic. And that's not to say that the relationships cannot change, that they cannot grow, that they cannot evolve. But a lot of times when there's a lot of drama between parents and they just can't get along, it's low vibrational karmic energy that needs to be healed. So oftentimes there's something within ourselves, within our mind, something that we need to become aware of, something that we need to grow out of or grow into in order to really shift things. And also it takes into account the other party and their, mental and emotional state. And that's the other thing that I think of too, is men don't have communities like this. They don't necessarily rely on things like therapy, healing circles, coaches, energy workers, spiritual guides, and things like that. So they keep a lot of things in, and sometimes it manifests in like, I feel like crap. How can I, take care of this little person? I don't know what I'm doing. This is scary. So I'm just going to leave, because it's easier to walk away from something than it is to change your entire life and, focus on parenting. And I'm not excusing anybody's behavior. Believe me, I am not. Just looking at both sides of the coin. So again, when we get into a state of gratitude, and I think we're just going to kind of go there. So whatever happy moment that you can recall, whether it was the night your child was conceived, the day you and your ex or whoever met, whatever it is, whatever kind of gives you that, oh, like that's why I trusted them enough to, to be open with them. Go to that space. So just close your eyes. I want you to place a hand over your heart. You can place your left hand over your heart, right hand over your womb, over your belly button area. And we're going to take some breaths here, okay? We're just going to breathe in. And then breathe out. Just breathing in. And out. Breathing in. And out. And I want you to pay attention to, how does your womb, how does your tummy area feel? Is it tight? Is it heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel like it's bubbling up? What do you feel inside of there? For me, I feel a lot of anxiety. I usually constrict. So I know that's like a lot of anxiety. There's some fear even. Just moving around with it. So I'm going to place my hands over my heart and do what I like to call dropping into my heart. And so it can take a while, especially if it's not something that you are used to doing. I started doing this back when I was still working in corporate America. My job was horrible. I had all the crystals, my smudging spray, affirmate, I had the whole kit and caboodle, all of my spiritual tools on deck to get my mind right before I walked in that building. And one of the things that I would do was drop into my heart. And so for me, it's a very quick practice that I've developed over time. But dropping into your heart, it's about releasing all of the shit. It's about releasing the thoughts. It's about releasing the frustrations, the stress, the fear. And you'll feel it and I call it dropping into your heart, because you'll feel it when it's just like you just sink into this deep space that just feels like the depth of love. And it's you'll probably tear up or cry when you feel it, but then it's gonna be like, oh my God, you feel like you are just being hugged by the angels and the ancestors, that you are sitting on God's knee. It's just a beautiful, beautiful experience. So I want you to practice this as often as you need to. Whenever you are feeling frustrated, when you're feeling worried, when you're angry, when you're unsettled, when you can't sleep, just take some breaths. So 2 to 3 breaths, very slow, deep inhale, and a slow, deep exhale. And you can take as many of those breaths as you need to calm yourself, to feel present within yourself, to come back into who you are in the moment. Because oftentimes we are everywhere else. We're thinking about the past. We're thinking about the bills that are coming up. We're thinking about work. We're thinking about all the stuff that needs to get done in the house. And it's very rarely that we are truly present in ourselves where we feel good and it's safe and it's like, it's okay. Like, yes, stuff is happening, but I am good. I'm right here and I'm connected to myself. So now I can make more choices that are more aligned with me, so that I'm not feeding into these negative emotions, that I'm not wallowing in the past, feeling guilty, and none of that. Like, I am present. I feel very strong. I feel very empowered, and I got this, okay? So when you drop into your heart, you just sit there for a moment, okay? And you continue to breathe. I like to place my hands over my heart. And I just allow everything to melt away. And just be only present with you. That's it. It's just you and love. Spiritual love. Love is a beautiful energy. It is limitless. It is abundant. And if you can just release what you are feeling, you will come into that space of love. So I want you just to continue breathing into that space. And when you get there, you might feel tingles. You might feel like you gotta cry. You might tear up. You might just be like, you might just sink deeper, like physically in your body, and you just feel that release and that relax. Stay there as long as you can. Stay there as long as you can. And as you're in this space where you are connecting to the love, right? Know that this vast, endless, abundant resource of energy is always available to you, because it's within you. And all we're doing here is reconnecting to that. It might feel like you have had love stripped away, that you've had your identity, your life, everything just changed and stripped away. But when you drop into your heart, you are dropping into the essence of who you are, and no one can ever take that away from you. So I want you to feel that power. I want you to feel that love, that joy, that bliss, that peace, and draw that into you. Draw it into you in a way that it feels real, that it feels like you're carrying it in your pocket, that you are speaking it, that you're seeing it, that you're believing it, that you're thinking it, that you're acting it, that you can touch it. It is palpable, it is real, and it is available to you now in this moment. So take it. And once you feel that your body has been filled up, that your soul, your mind, everything has been filled up with this vast, 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 abundant, limitless resource of spiritual love, I want you to slowly open your eyes, wiggle your toes, come back into the present moment, grounding back into your physical body. Start wiggling around your waist and just keep moving that energy up through your body. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Move that head around. Take one last deep breath in and breathe out. And know, my goddess mama, that you are loved, that at any moment in time you can release heavy emotions, you can release guilt, you can release fear, you can release worry, you can release stress, you can release confusion, you can release all of that and come back into the core essence of who you are. Now that you are in this abundant energy, because I told you here at Healing Single Mothers, we're here so that we can live abundantly ever after. I want you to journal. So spend some time thinking about how you can be grateful for the relationship that brought you motherhood. How you can be grateful for the divine connection that allowed for life to be created through you. rather than seeing it as they left me, I'm struggling, I'm doing this alone, oh my God, WTF, see this as a blessing. Because that's what it is. That's what motherhood is. That is what creating life is. It's a beautiful, beautiful blessing. And when we start to see it as that, and we get out of what we thought it was gonna be, what we wish it would be, and the frustration of being between those two places, you come into the present where you're able to show up and show out for yourself, for your family, because you realize you lack nothing. Everything that you need is right here within you. Everything that you need is within you. So I want you to take that with you. Come back to this video as often as you need, because this practice is life changing. Dropping into your heart brings forward compassion, gratitude, forgiveness, healing, positive vibes. Like, don't you feel better? I know I do. And I was already in a pretty good mood, but even now, like, I feel lighter. So the more that you do this, the more that it becomes part of you, the more that you don't have to consciously drop into your heart, because it's embedded in you. It's embedded in your subconscious. So you're going to start showing up differently. You're going to start responding differently. You're going to start moving differently, because you're replacing stagnated, heavy energy with something that's more light, that's able to flow, that's more positive, that's more beneficial for the abundance and love that you truly desire and deserve in your life. So thank you for tuning in and going through this exercise with me. I wanted to just share this with you. This is actually one of the healing practices that you'll be able to find inside of the Healing Single Mothers community, which will be coming soon in November. I'm very excited about that. It's going to be a space where I'm able to work with single mothers from all around the world. We will get together for healing circles, guided meditations. There will be some coaching available as well. And we'll have other experts come in for Q&As to share their expertise, as well as different master classes on a variety of topics to really help you level up in life, to help you heal, to help you grow, thrive, and live abundantly ever after. So if you are interested, head over to healingsinglemothers.com/community and you can check it out. All right, I love you, and I will see you again soon. Peace.